I mean, you just said it. I'm tired of hitting Mitch every day, so we can't wait. And it's something we've been working for. Ever since the day after the Sugar Bowl loss. So I'm excited. I can't wait. It's been the longest one since I've been here. You know what I mean. Just not even just as far as like the defensive line, I would say, because I feel like we've had a lot of hype. But just as far as our team, people want to know about us. Just want to know what we're gonna be like this year. And I would say just to bring the adding into that, want to see how we're gonna respond after the loss from last year. It's been just the mixture of things as far as the off season, the workouts, the practices, but dealing with the media, then hearing the good and the bad. It's been probably the longest one, but it's been one of the that you kind of just enjoy because you know that you're on the verge of something special if everything goes right. So.
President, how do you guys feel about the hype? Have you guys bought into it? Do you talk about it? Do you just throw it away and not really worry about it?
I mean, I feel like we embrace it. It's something that you expect to have. We obviously we know we're a very very talented team, and when you have people who are talented on your team and you feel like you can put that together and do something great, then you have to kind of expect those things to come with it. I mean, but you get annoyed sometimes, obviously, because you want to go out there and just prove it rather than just talk about it. But I mean, something you just got to deal with. There's no biggie, I would say.
No biggie, but what's it like, seeing you on the cover of Sports Illustrated and kind of knowing the people, your family members are seeing that?
Oh man, that was a blessing. My family loved that. I mean, all of my friends, just having people, from my hometown, that was really, really big for me, and I'm sure it was for my brothers as well. Just having that opportunity to do that. Not many people can say that, especially defensive linemen. So that's something I'll never forget. For the rest of my life. So yeah, it was great.
You said the D-line group is embracing this, but now as we're on the doorstep of the season, regular season starting, is there any extra stress or strain that you have to go out and try to perform under these enormous expectations?
I mean, no, I mean, because we do that every year. It's not really any enormous expectations that come from outside sources. It's really just the expectations of the standard that we set here. You know what I mean? You're expected to go out and play well, and you know, we understand that the closer you are to that ball, the more value that you have, to a team's success. So we understand that as a defensive line unit, we feel like we have to play well in order to give the team a chance to win, and I mean, yeah, that's a lot of pressure, I guess you could say, but when you know that you're talented enough to do that and you put the work in behind it, I feel like the confidence just comes through that. So I feel like we see it as an opportunity, not so much as a challenge, I would say.
Is it going to be a race between you and Austin to see who can get to the quarterback first right out of the gates?
I mean, it's going to be a race between everybody. I mean, not even just us. The linebackers talking about they want more sacks. He's trying to get Coach V call more blitzes. So I mean, shoot, everybody wants it. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's going to be a competition between all of us just to get to him this year.
Behind you and Austin, do you feel like there's more depth and talent there this year than last year? Is it pretty similar?
Always, when you add in just the experience, just having guys back for another year, it just adds more to the fire. And to see, the progression of the guys like a Justin Foster, Logan Rudolph, Chris Register, and then you have the guys who came in the summer like Xavier Thomas, KJ Henry, Justin Masco. I mean, those just add into the fact because everybody's bought into the system and bought into the way that we do things here. So, I mean, regardless of the fact of who's out there, I feel like we're going to have success regardless. So.
There's one guy on Saturday that we haven't been talking about. Do you think we'll be talking about after Saturday?
One guy on Saturday that y'all have not been talking about it, I feel like. You want offense or defense?
Either one.
Let me think. That's a tough. It's so many new faces out there, man, and it's crazy. But I feel like Isaiah Simmons is a guy who people gonna really kind of come onto the scene. I feel like he's a guy who's very very gifted as an athlete, and this year I feel like it's kind of starting to click for him as far as the mental side of things. So I feel like not even just this game, but I feel like for the year he's a guy who people are gonna have to watch for sure.
Is it a little bit frustrating opening against an offense like Furman as an option attack?
It's always frustrating anytime you go on against a team like Furman. Obviously the option attack, but it's not even just that because that's not the only thing that they do. So having to prepare for so many different things, that's the struggle about it. But I feel like the game plan that we have is going to be good. It's going to be a stress this whole week because Coach V is going to have us, he's gonna put us through it this week on scout. But I mean, I feel like it's gonna be a good game plan. I'm excited for it. I'm just gonna embrace the challenge.
Do you feel like guys like Xavier and KJ are maybe further along upon arrival here at school than maybe you and Austin were when you were freshmen?
I mean, I can't cuss on here, but yes. I mean, come on, like we just ever since I've got here. I mean, I've just seen us just through recruiting. We've just recruited better players. You know what I mean? Clemson. I mean, it's been like from the beginning. It was a school where you kind of see guys come in who aren't the biggest names, and they kind of develop into being great players. But these guys we got coming in now is like they're so much further ahead than the typical person who we type of really recruit. And those guys are a true testament to that. I mean, they're just from their knowledge, just the physical stature of them. I mean, they're much more developed than I was coming in for sure.
I know you redshirted in 2015, but the chemistry on the team, does it have a similar feel with the unfinished business that you left on the table last year?
I would say so, definitely. I mean, I haven't really looked back at it that much, but I would definitely say that we have a lot of things that we want to prove, not to others, but to ourselves. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of things we felt like we left things on the table last year, and I feel like we got a big chip on our shoulder to go out and prove ourselves.
Do you ever catch yourself thinking with NFL training camps and things like that could have been me? Or did you put that out of your mind after you decided to come out?
Could have been. Yeah, I mean, I try not to. I mean, I get people who send me a text every now and then. Maybe one of my brothers will send me a text like, "Man, like that could have been you," but I don't really think about it that much. You know what I mean? Try not to focus on those things. I kind of just take things one day at a time. Just focus on the present, and one day, hopefully, when I look up, I'll be in one of those training camps. So I try not to focus on that stuff. It kind of takes your mind off the things that you need to focus on for sure.
Sean Pollard said the one offensive lineman that the D-line is not going to talk trash to is John Simpson. Would you agree with that?
False. Really false. That's so false. What? I fought John. I got in a fight in practice with John last year. Like, that's completely false. Sean, I don't know what Sean's doing right there, but no, John is definitely becoming a really good player, and that's a guy who came in with all the physical attributes, but getting the technical side of things down from an offensive line standpoint is something where he's really made a big jump this year. But oh no, we definitely not afraid to talk trash to nobody, not at all. But no, John is a really good player for sure.
How much does that happen with you guys, like going back and forth and physical, that kind of stuff with the offensive line?
I mean,
Yeah,
people take it as us just trying to. Maybe people say we think we're so good, but it's really just trying to play that mind game. Whenever you can get in somebody's head, that just adds another. It's kind of just one up in your side of the game. It's playing the game within the game. You know, you can get in somebody's head and take them out of their game, and that's just kind of the thing that where we feel like we've reached a point to where, okay, when you get to that point in the game where, it's two guys are really good players and they're just battling it out, what's another step that you can take to kind of give you another edge? And it's always just that mental game. So, I mean, that's just something where we do this to kind of give ourselves another advantage, you know what I mean? But it ain't nothing where we just trying to make fun of you. But, I mean, we say we are because that's just how we can get in your head, I would say.
Is there a lot more of that in August, or does that type of competitiveness continue all season long at practice?
Yeah, that happens all year in practice. It's just nonstop. I mean, because you'll get exposed out here if you don't bring it every day. I would say it comes out more on game day because at times when you're hitting the same people every time, you kind of learn everybody's moves, learn everybody's tricks and ins and outs. So it can kind of become a stalemate a lot of the times. But I would say on game day, you definitely see it more full effect for sure.
What does it say about John's, courage that last year he would have been a backup, that he would take you on, such a veteran at that point?
That's kind of just who he is. He doesn't really care who lines up against him, regardless of the fact. You know what I mean? John's gonna go out there and compete. Big, fun, goofy guy who just wants to be a really good player. So, that's kind of just a token to him because he doesn't really focus on, who's lining up in front of him. He just goes out there and tries to be a great player. So.
What was your reaction to Kelly being able to start?
What was my reaction to it? I didn't really have one. I was just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, he was the starter last year, so I didn't think I was supposed to be like, oh yes, or like, dang, really? Like, you know what I mean? I just kind of go with the flow. I trust the coaching staff regardless. So it doesn't, regardless of who runs out there, I know our team is in good hands because I feel like regardless of whoever the quarterback is, they put in the work. And any of the three quarterbacks that we had back there, Chase, Trevor, Kelly, they can go out and win games at any other team for anybody in the country. So I don't really have too much of a reaction to it. I was just like, okay, cool.
You said in Charlotte you felt like it was Kelly's team, but do you feel like through August camp that Trevor's kind of ingratiated himself more and earned the respect of all of you guys?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely in the past spring, I feel like Kelly definitely had the best spring out of all the quarterbacks. And then watching, this summer, I feel like Kelly played his best ball that I've seen him play, this whole entire summer. And I've seen Trevor, make a huge jump as well, just from the mental side of things. Having to learn a whole new playbook as a freshman is really, really tough coming in. And to see Chase as well, all of them just come in and make these big strides. I mean, I feel like all of them are playing at a really, really high level, which is the beauty of it because, it's one of the best problems that you can have in college football when you have three quarterbacks who are competing. And, a lot of people say it's a competition, so it's like one of those things to where whoever you go with, you're going to be happy or satisfied with regardless. So, I mean, I feel like all of them are playing at a really, really high level for sure.
With so much experience on defense, you kind of know how your teammates are, what they're going to do in a game situation. What are the biggest unknowns going into this game this week?
I would say the first game. The biggest unknown is that you don't know what a team is going to come out and do. Obviously, you can game plan so much off of stuff you've seen in the past, but when you have something being your first game, I mean, they can come out and run a whole completely different offense. And it's just that aspect of, okay, yeah, it's a veteran defense, but there's still a lot of new pieces. And do we have the mindset and the true maturity to go out there and be able to adjust to whatever a team throws at us? So that's the biggest thing. That's going to be a big step for us. Just knowing if we can adjust to things. Can we go off of just the flow of the game? So that's going to be a big challenge for us, I would say, for sure.
Leland, how would you say Trevor responds to any trash talk on the field or when you mess with him for being a freshman, call him sunshine or whatever?
He's just a laid back guy. You know what I mean? Anytime you make a play on him, he'll just be like, oh yeah, he'll just say good play. Kind of like remind me of like I see on NFL Network, like they did an Andrew Luck video. Like every time he gets like hit, he gets up and says like, oh, good, great hit, man, great hit. Like that's what he does. Like he's like, oh, great interception. Like what? Like, it don't really make sense. It's like okay, but I guess it's just kind of a way of blocking everything out. Kind of just he's just a laid back guy. He's always on to the next play. Doesn't get rattled by much things. And that's kind of things you look. That's why he gets that sunshine reference, not just because of the hair, but he just kind of goes with the flow. Real chill, laid back. And doesn't really focus on getting too clustered by things. Yep.
It doesn't come off as like sarcastic. It's like genuine.
Oh no, it's very genuine. Yeah, no, it's really very truly genuine. You know what I mean? And it's never sarcastic or he's never trying to be like I don't know, make fun of you. But it's always just genuine. He's just like on to the next one. He's like, okay, cool. Like I'll get you on the next one. You know what I mean?
In the spirit of fact checking, Amari said Kelly Bryant is the funniest person on the team.
No, that's straight false. Kelly probably. Okay, it's difference between funny. Like Kelly like does stuff and it's just like you laugh at him. Like he doesn't make funny jokes. He's just like he'll say something or he'll do something. You just laugh at him because he's just goofy. Funniest person like joke making wise. Ooh, that's tough. Trayvon Mullen is a funny one. But Lin J is, oh my gosh, Lin J is hilarious. Hopefully he can get up here and y'all ask him some questions about that. But Lin J Dixon is one of the funniest people I've ever met, and I literally just met the kid a couple months ago.
Would you put Etienne in the funny or goofy category?
He's goofy. Travis is goofy. Like Travis is like he's just wet behind the ears. Like still, like Travis is just. He's just kind of same way Kelly is, just like goofy, don't know what's going on around him. Like that's what Travis is to me. Like he's just hilarious. Then he got the funniest accent because he's from Louisiana, so that's what I would say about him. Like he's hilarious.
What makes Lin J so funny?
His accent, and then Lin J is an interesting character. Like and Lin J does he can dance, he raps, and then I don't know. Just like his thought process on a lot of different things is so funny to me. I don't know, like he'll argue the craziest things. Like he'll say like we talking about like LeBron or something, and Lindsay will say something crazy like somebody who doesn't start can shut down LeBron in the game. Like he loves the Celtics. He tells me like Gordon Hayward can shut down LeBron. I mean, it's just fun. He'll really like go hard for it, and it's just like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, and that's what's funny. That's what's funny about Lindsay. He'll swear that you don't know anything about basketball. Like, and then when we did Club All In, he got up there and started singing. I can't remember what song they did. I think they did "Let It Burn" by Usher. That was hilarious. Like that was funny. Like he kind of just he can go with the flow on anything really.
You obviously have an overwhelming talent advantage in Furman, and they've got a bunch of young offensive linemen. Is there a part of you deep down inside that feel sorry for their offensive front?
No, never that. I mean, you can't feel sorry for anybody because regardless of whoever you playing or whatever the stuff on paper says, you know, I know they're gonna give us their best shot, and I know they coming in here to beat the brakes off us. So I got to come out there focused and ready to go out and try to dominate because that's what I know they're coming in here to do. So I don't know too much about taking it easy or feeling sorry for people because that's just not a competitive thing to say.
That's good. Cleveland?
Yeah.
That's it.